Touch your face right now. Feel that smooth skin. Clean, human, normal. You just touched something that would make you scream if you could see it. Your face is crawling. Right now, as you read this, millions of eight-legged creatures are burrowing through your pores, feeding on your flesh, mating on your skin while you sleep. You think you're alone in your body? You've never been more wrong. In 2023, Stanford geneticists made a discovery that changed everything. They counted every living cell in the human body. The results were horrifying. 38 trillion bacterial cells live inside you. You only have 30 trillion human cells. You are more alien than human. But bacteria are just the beginning. What lives inside you is so much worse. Meet Demodex. 8 legs, needle-sharp claws. Microscopic dragons living in your eyelash follicles right now. They emerge at night. They crawl across your face. They mate in your pores. Every human hosts them. Scientists found them in 5,000-year-old mummies. They're older than written language. Under an electron microscope, they look like something from your worst nightmare. Segmented armor, hooked legs designed for gripping flesh, mandibles that tear through dead skin. They've been eating you your entire life, and you've never felt them. Each mite measures 0.3 millimeters long, invisible to your naked eye. But under magnification, they're monsters. Their bodies are covered in scales. Their legs end in tiny hooks. They use these hooks to anchor themselves inside your hair follicles while they feast. They don't just eat dead skin. They eat the oils your sebaceous glands produce, the keratin proteins in your hair, the bacteria living on your skin surface. You are their buffet, their farm, their world. At this moment, pregnant female mites are digging deeper into your pores to lay eggs. The eggs will hatch in 3 days. The larvae will emerge and begin feeding immediately on you. But this is just the surface, literally. What lurks deeper in your body will make mites look like pets. Deep in your intestines, something is watching, learning, controlling your thoughts. Your gut hosts 100 trillion bacteria, 3 pounds of alien flesh inside your body, the same weight as your brain. And like your brain, they're thinking. These creatures produce 90% of your serotonin, the chemical that controls happiness. When you feel depressed, that's not you. That's bacteria in your gut changing your brain chemistry. They manufacture your dopamine, your anxiety hormones, your sleep chemicals. When you crave chocolate at midnight, that's not your willpower breaking. That's bacteria in your colon sending chemical commands to your brain. Feed us sugar, now. Lactobacillus bacteria literally hijack your reward system. They create compounds that trigger the same brain pathways as cocaine. You're not choosing to eat that donut. You're being drugged into wanting it. Scientists call it the second brain. 500 million neurons, more than a dog's entire nervous system. It thinks. It remembers. It controls you. You believe you make your own decisions. You don't. You're a puppet operated by microbes. But this is where it gets truly nightmarish. UCLA researchers discovered that certain gut bacteria can hijack your vagus nerve, the main cable connecting your gut to your brain. They tested this on mice, infected them with specific bacterial strains. The mice became fearless, walked directly toward cats. Their survival instincts had been deleted. Other bacterial strains made mice suicidal. They stopped eating, stopped moving, stopped trying to live. Then scientists did something terrifying. They transferred gut bacteria from depressed humans into healthy mice. The mice became depressed. They transferred bacteria from happy humans into depressed mice. The depression vanished. Your personality isn't yours. It belongs to the creatures inside you. But wait, there's something even more disturbing than bacteria living in your body right now. Fungi. Right now, 80 different species of fungi are growing inside you, on your skin, between your toes, in your mouth, under your fingernails. Candida albicans lives in your intestinal tract, normally harmless. But when your immune system weakens, it transforms, like a werewolf. It grows tentacles called hyphae. These tentacles punch holes through your intestinal wall. They create leaky gut, allowing toxins to flood into your bloodstream. You start developing food allergies, autoimmune diseases, brain fog, depression. The fungus isn't just living in you. It's remodeling you to serve its needs. Aspergillus fumigatus spores are in your lungs right now. You breathe them in from the air. In healthy people, they remain dormant. But if your immunity drops, they germinate. They grow branches throughout your lung tissue, like tree roots through concrete. Eventually, they produce fruiting bodies, fungal flowers that bloom inside your chest cavity. And there's something even more sinister living in your cells right now. Viruses. Not the kind that make you sick and leave, the kind that stay forever. 8% of your DNA isn't human. It's viral DNA that infected your ancestors millions of years ago and became permanently embedded in your genes. You are part virus. Your children are part virus. Every human who will ever be born is part virus. Right now, dormant viruses hide in your nerve cells. Chickenpox, herpes, Epstein-Barr, waiting for your immune system to weaken. Herpes simplex virus lives in the nerve cells near your spine. When you're stressed, it travels down the nerve pathways to your lips. The cold sore isn't a new infection. It's the same virus that's been living in your nervous system for years. Epstein-Barr virus infects 95% of adults. It hides in your B cells, immune cells designed to protect you. It turns your own defenders into Trojan horses. When the virus reactivates, it doesn't just make you tired. It can trigger multiple sclerosis, lupus, chronic fatigue syndrome, certain cancers. The virus doesn't just live in you. It reprograms your immune system to ignore its presence. They're not just hitchhikers. They're part of the blueprint that makes you human. Some viral genes in your DNA are essential for life. Without them, pregnant women couldn't form placentas. Embryos couldn't develop. The human species would cease to exist. You're not infected by viruses, you're constructed from them. But there's another category of organism living inside you that makes everything else look friendly. Parasites. Toxoplasma gondii infects 1/3 of humans. It's a microscopic parasite that alters your brain chemistry, makes you more impulsive, more likely to take risks, more susceptible to schizophrenia. The parasite's ultimate goal? To get you eaten by a cat. That's where it completes its life cycle. It doesn't just live in your brain, it changes your behavior to serve its needs. Blastocystis hominis lives in your intestines. For years, doctors thought it was harmless. New research suggests it might cause irritable bowel syndrome, ulcerative colitis, possibly even Parkinson's disease. The parasite produces neurotoxins that travel from your gut to your brain via your vagus nerve. Your intestinal parasites might be giving you neurological diseases. Let's talk numbers, because the scale will break your mind. 1 trillion bacteria live on your skin alone. 700 species inhabit your mouth, more diversity than the Amazon rainforest. 40,000 species colonize your intestines, most never identified by science. 1,000 species of fungi grow throughout your body. Your body hosts more bacterial DNA than the rest of Earth's biosphere combined. For perspective, if you could shrink to bacterial size, walking across your palm would be like crossing a planet populated by alien civilizations. You are their world, and they are reshaping you to serve them. The bacteria in your gut decide if you can digest milk, if you gain weight from certain foods, if you develop cancer, if your children inherit allergies. Helicobacter pylori in your stomach doesn't just cause ulcers, it changes your appetite, makes you crave foods that feed it rather than you. Babies born by C-section miss the bacterial baptism of natural birth. They have higher rates of asthma, obesity, autoimmune diseases for life. Your microbial inheritance matters more than your genetic inheritance. But the most terrifying discovery came in 2021. Researchers found that gut bacteria communicate with each other using electrical signals. Like a bacterial internet inside your body. They coordinate attacks, they plan invasions, they make collective decisions about your health. When you get food poisoning, it's not random. Harmful bacteria organized a military assault. When you recover, your beneficial bacteria fought back and won. But sometimes the good bacteria lose. Sometimes harmful species establish permanent colonies. They change your gut environment to favor their growth. Clostridioides difficile can take over your entire colon. It produces toxins that destroy your intestinal lining. The condition has a 30% mortality rate. Your gut bacteria can kill you from the inside, while you're completely unaware of the war being fought in your intestines. Wars rage inside you every day. You never know who's winning. This ancient occupation has been running for billions of years. Every animal on Earth is a walking colony. Individual organisms don't exist. Only partnerships, alliances, symbiotic empires. Coral reefs aren't just coral. They're coral plus algae, plus bacteria, plus viruses, plus countless other microorganisms. Remove any component and the reef dies. You're the same. Remove your microbiome and you die within days. You've never been alone. You can't be alone. Solitude is biologically impossible. When you look in the mirror, you're seeing a confederation of species that learned to cooperate so successfully they became one creature. But modern life is destroying this ancient partnership. Antibiotics massacre beneficial bacteria. A single course of broad-spectrum antibiotics can eliminate 90% of your gut microbiome. It takes months to recover. Sometimes it never fully recovers. Processed foods starve your beneficial bacteria while feeding harmful species. High-fructose corn syrup feeds Candida. Artificial sweeteners kill beneficial bifidobacteria. Hand sanitizer creates bacterial wastelands on your skin. It kills 99.9% of bacteria, but the 0.1% that survives is often the most dangerous. We're the first generation systematically exterminating our internal ecosystems. The creatures inside us evolved over billions of years. We're destroying them in decades. Here's what researchers are only beginning to understand. Those creatures made us human. Your ability to digest complex foods depends on bacterial enzymes you don't possess. Your immune system learned to fight pathogens by training against harmless bacteria. Your brain development requires bacterial metabolites. Our intelligence, our emotions, our ability to survive. None of it exists without our microbial partners. We didn't evolve alone. We evolved together. The next time you wash your hands, remember, you're committing genocide against creatures that keep you alive. The next time you take antibiotics, remember, you're carpet bombing your own ecosystem. The next time you feel lonely, remember, you're never alone. Trillions of creatures live and die inside you every second. You are not a human being. You are a walking planet, a universe of alien species, a democracy where you don't get to vote. The creatures inside you aren't invaders. They're the original inhabitants. You're the invader, the late arrival to an ancient party. And they've been keeping you alive, keeping you thinking, keeping you human, without you ever knowing they existed. You've never taken a breath without them, never had a thought without them, never been yourself without them. Because there is no yourself. There's only the ecosystem, the colony, the hive. You are not one. You are billions. You are not human. You are post-human. You are the future of evolution, a successful merger between alien species that happened so long ago you forgot it occurred. And the most beautiful or terrifying truth of all, they're not just living inside you. You're living inside them. The line between you and them disappeared billions of years ago. What you call human is actually a collective, a biological democracy governed by species you can't see, can't control, and can't survive without. Every heartbeat is a group decision. Every thought is a committee meeting. Every emotion is a biochemical negotiation between trillions of microscopic partners. You are the result of the most successful merger in the history of life on Earth. Welcome to the colony. You've been a member your entire life. You just never knew you'd joined. And now that you do, you can never unknow it. Every time you touch your face, you'll remember, you're touching an alien world. Every time you feel an emotion, you'll wonder, is this mine or theirs? Every time you make a choice, you'll question, who's really deciding? The creatures inside you aren't just your passengers, they're your pilots. And they've been flying this ship called you since the day you were born. The question isn't whether you can trust them. The question is, do you have any choice?